The Battle of Brandywine took place near Brandywine Creek and Chadds Ford in southeastern Pennsylvania on September 11, 1777. 11,000 American soldiers marched under George Washington's command against an army of 18,000 British soldiers to stop them from moving into Pennsylvania. The British came up the west of Brandywine Creek and the Americans on the east. There were many fords along the creek, Chadds Ford being the biggest.
The British, under General Howe's command, were marching towards Philadelphia from the Chesapeake Bay. General Howe made the decision to have British soldiers board ships and sail around Maryland into the Chesapeake Bay instead of marching into New Jersey. Howe did this in order to conserve supplies and try to catch Washington off guard. Using this flank tactic had brought him lots of success previously in the New York campaign. Washington heard about General Howe's intentions to sail and march his troops to Chadds Ford, as this area was positioned on the high ground. As General Howe began to attack the Continental Army from the east, he sent Charles Cornwallis to cross Jeffreys Ford and move southeast to flank Washington. As Howe attacked from the east, other divisions of the Continental Army were overwhelmed by Cornwallis. The British Army then began to advance their soldiers to push back Washington's army and ended up forcing the majority of the American soldiers to retreat to the west of the battle. After retreating to the west, the American soldiers fled to Germantown.
The Continental Army was defeated because they weren't familiar with the area that they were fighting on and because of the British superior battle tactics. The British victory allowed Howe to take forts in Philadelphia on September 26 and would also lead to another British victory at the Battle of Germantown. The Continental Army lost about 1,300 men, while the British only lost about 600 men. Since this loss resulted in the Continental Army decreasing in number, supplies, and rest, Washington needed to get reinforcements. The loss that Washington and the Continental Army suffered, as well as a failed surprise attack in Germantown, forced them to retreat into an area of hills that was not far from Brandywine Creek, Valley Forge. Valley Forge was a fort and considered as a turning point in the war because it gave the soldiers new confidence and spirits.
Though the reinforcements arrived from Congress, it was too late. The British marched into Philadelphia, the capital of America at that time, and seized it without any fighting. Philadelphia was a very important location for the Americans because it was a popular port as well as the capital of America at the time. Philadelphia was also a very symbolic location of freedom for America. This is due to the large amount of important steps that were taken by the colonists towards freedom in Philadelphia, such as the creation and signing of the Declaration of Independence and the fact that Philadelphia housed the Liberty Bell.
Even though General Howe captured Philadelphia and made the Continental Army retreat, the following spring he was fired because he failed to completely stop all of the Continental soldiers' efforts and was replaced by Sir Henry Clinton.